Whoa. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Hunter. Welcome to the first video of my sports commentary YouTube page, and today we're going to be breaking down the divisional round games this weekend. We are down to the Elite Eight in the NFL. The winners this week will move on to the championship games in each respective conference. So it's an awesome time of the year, and without further ado, let's get into the picks. Alright, so we'll start off with the Chiefs and Jaguars matchup on Saturday. And so I'm going to give you the spread, the money line, and the over-under on points. And I got this off of cbssports.com to quote where I got these numbers. So the Chiefs are favored by 9 points. And the money line is minus 550 for the Chiefs and plus 400 for the Jags. And the over-under on points is 52.5. And I think that's about right. I think when you look at this matchup, you got two really good offenses. One offense that's really found their stride in the second half of the year, and one that's always been viewed as one of the best offenses all year in the Kansas City Chiefs. But I think the key thing in this matchup to look for is youth versus experience. And what I mean by that is Jacksonville's a very young team. They've had a great second half to be able to win their division, win a playoff game. Especially that second half against the Chargers. They looked really good against a reeling Chargers defense. But I think this is where they meet their match. They want to be where Kansas City is, but I think it's going to take time to build that, and this is going to be another notch in their belt in getting to that point. I think Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce come out raring to go. They had a bye week. They're rested, and they really know. And they faced the Jaguars earlier this year and got it done at Arrowhead. I think it's the same case this time around as well. I've got the Chiefs winning 30-27 at Arrowhead on Saturday, and the Chiefs move on to the AFC Championship game. Alrighty, moving on to the second matchup in Saturday. Alright, moving on to the second matchup Saturday, Giants versus Eagles. Now this one I find really interesting. Now they have the Eagles favored by 7.5 points. And the money line is minus 365 for the Eagles, plus 285 for the Giants. And the over-under in that game is 48 points. Now, I think this is a really interesting matchup because you have a Giants team that is really well coached and is still viewed as a rebuilding team. But really, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley last week carried the day for them against an overrated Minnesota Viking team. So this game is going to tell me a lot because now you got a healthier Philadelphia team with a week rest, and we're going to find out a lot about how legitimate the Giants are, or have the bounces just really going their way. So we're going to find out a lot about that. And the key thing for me that I'm watching for is how does Jalen Hurts come out and play? You know, he played against the Giants backups in the last week of the regular season. He now had another week off. I'm glad he played, but how does that lead into this game where now the pressure's on and he's expected to perform how he looked early on in the year when he was really the runaway MVP candidate, for me at least, halfway through the year, because it wasn't even close. Jalen Hurts was the reason the Eagles were 8-0 and 8-1. He was the reason, because no one else can operate that offense how Nick Sirianni has designed it like Jalen Hurts. And you saw that in the games Gardner Minshew started against Dallas, and I forget the other matchup he played. I think it was New Orleans. He didn't play very well in those games. So Jalen Hurts makes the difference for that team, and I think if Jalen Hurts plays to his capability, I think the Eagles are clearly the better team. But I think it's going to be close because it's going to be a divisional matchup. The third time they've seen each other this year. They know what they run. It's just going to be a matter of executing and playing the best. And I think if Jalen Hurts comes out and plays to the way he's capable of, I think the Eagles get it done. I've got the Eagles winning 27-23, and they move on to the NFC Championship game. Alrighty, now to the Sunday games. Bengals versus Bills. Now this is one of the ones that I struggle with because I'm really fond of both of these teams. Both of these teams, in my eyes, I could see playing in the Super Bowl this year. Obviously, the Bengals are the defending AFC champions, and the Bills have been viewed as a team knocking on the door of the Super Bowl. They got to the championship game in 2020. They nearly got back in last year, unless really with the unfortunate thing that happened, I mean, we all know what happened. Patrick Mahomes, 13 seconds, 3 timeouts. He tied the game. That's the only reason why the Bills didn't go to the AFC Championship and possibly the Super Bowl. It really prevented us from seeing the Bengals-Bills in the playoffs last year. So, I mean, the numbers in this game, they have the Bills favored by 5.5 points. The money line is -240 for the Bills, +196 for the Bengals, and the over-under is 49. Now, I think the over has a chance to hit in this game because you're talking about 2 quarterbacks that are really viewed as 2 of the best in the game right now. I mean, Josh Allen has just been spectacular. He continues to amaze me in the things he's able to do, throwing the ball, running the ball, and really just improving overall in the psychological and the mental aspect of the game and being able to read coverages, stay calm in the pocket, and just operate. Find Stephon Diggs, find Gabe Davis, or what's their running back? Devin Singletary. I was missing that name. But anyway, I think the key thing for me in this matchup is it's in Buffalo, so Buffalo's going to have that home field advantage. Those fans are going to be rocking. And then Cincy has 3 of their offensive line starters out. I think that's going to cause a lot of pressure to be put on Joe Burrow to use his legs to create that spectacular play. And I think that's going to be a lot. And plus, I think there's this destiny thing going on. And you might think that's some movie crap that I'm making up, but look at what Buffalo has gone through as a community over the last year. I mean, the shooting, the Damar Hamlin situation, which is truly unfortunate. I continue to pray for Damar Hamlin. But those events can either make or break a team. And I think in this sense, in this scenario, Buffalo has just taken this energy from the community, that togetherness that really all people from Buffalo feel, and they connect with that team. They really do, and I think that's what's driving them this postseason rather than years past. And they're a very good football team, but when you have that driving energy from the community, it's a powerful, powerful thing. I mean, you saw it in the game against New England after the Damar Hamlin situation. There was a kickoff return in the first minute. I mean, the opening kickoff, they returned it for a touchdown. How much more storybook can it get? So I really think that's going to drive the day for Buffalo. And who knows? Cincinnati is certainly capable of winning this game, but I just think the combination of the fact that that game is in Buffalo, the seasons Buffalo's had, everything they've had to overcome, and then the offensive line injuries for the Bengals, I really think carries the day for the Bills. I've got Buffalo winning 33-27. Alrighty, now to the last matchup, which is the 49ers and the Cowboys. And let me tell you, these teams and how they play the game are pretty much identical. These are both teams that run the football, that rely on the play-action passing game to get one-on-one matchups for their receivers, and also rely on getting after the quarterback and playing great defense. And both these teams have really good defenses. So, and the spread for this is the 49ers are favored by 4 points. The money line, -190 for the 49ers and +160 for the Cowboys. And then the over-under is 46.5. And I think this game is going to be low scoring because both of these teams rely on the running game. And I think it's going to come down to quarterback play. Here's why. Dak Prescott has been turnover prone this year. He had a great game against Tampa Bay. Can he keep it up? And also, Brock Purdy has had a great stretch. Surprisingly, we thought, what are the 49ers going to be with a third-string quarterback? Well, they've been really, really good. And that's because Brock Purdy had a lot of starts in college, and he's really seasoned to be able to perform like this. He's not being asked to do everything, but he's still been able to make great throws and great plays that have allowed this 49er offense to be explosive and this running game to thrive. It makes things easier for everyone. So I think if Brock Purdy can play like he's played, especially last week in that second half, and really lead this 49er offense on third down, keeping it going and putting points in the red zone, putting touchdowns up, I really think the 49ers will win this game, but it's going to be close. I have the 49ers winning 24-21. And those are my selections. I've got the Chiefs and the Bills in the AFC Championship, and that would mean a neutral site game in Atlanta. So that is going to be really interesting, unprecedented since the Damar Hamlin incident really led us to this point. So I'm calling for the neutral site AFC Championship game between the Chiefs and the Bills, and then I have the Eagles and the 49ers meeting up in Philadelphia for the NFC Championship game. But that's it, everyone. Thanks for tuning into my first commentary video. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be looking to do one, maybe two of these a week. So if you want to hear something or want me to talk about a certain topic, put a comment in below and what you want to hear. Let me know. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you soon.